Okay, there you go. We're here. We made it. We got it. All right. So Bailey, here you go.
All right. My sincere apologies for the technological difficulties, but we're going to get going. We're going to go over Pnl statements, why they're important, some best practices, and then I'm going to show you this new tool that Jayme and I have been working on. All right. So first, what is a profit and loss statement? It's a financial report that's going to provide you a summary of your revenues, expenses, profits and losses over a given period of time. It'll show your ability to generate sales, manage expenses, and create profits. And at the highest level, it'll give you the categories of revenue, cost of sales, and expenses, and net income. The importance of tracking your P&L, hugely important for managing your business finances, making educated decisions with spending, improve your bottom line, set your goals and track them. Because as Sophia always says, if you don't track it, you're not going to improve it.
Yeah.
All right. And it'll take the pain out of preparing your taxes.
Yeah.
This is huge. Have that ready for your CPA. In and out. All right. So just real quick, want to go over some best practices. This is a big one that I know a lot of you don't do, but opening a separate bank account for your real estate business. This will make it so easy to record all of your transactions. You'll have one bank account that has what you're spending on your real estate business, the money you're bringing in from your real estate business, and you're not getting it all commingled with your personal finances.
And also do a reality check on how much you actually have.
Right.
Yeah.
Because their checks are pretty big, so when you put them in mixed with everything else, you think you have something you really don't.
Yeah, it's really important. You need to know how much money you're spending to make that money.
Yeah.
All right. And then you should review your P&L at least on a monthly basis so that you can see where you're at and make some decisions on how you can improve. And then save your receipts and your DAs. This will be huge for getting those, especially cash transactions, so you can record those on here. And then DAs, that's big because I know a lot of people struggle with TCs that you're paying. A DA shows proof of your deduction that you paid your TC, so that you should not have that as taxable income.
That's a good note.
All right, now what we're about to go over. Yes, Gabe.
So should we be 1099 in our TCs?
I think they do. They do with their own, right? Correct. I mean, they have to.
I think that's going to depend on where you're at. For you, if you're incorporated as a business, you should 1099 your TC. The only exception is if your TC is incorporated themselves, or with that business like that, then you don't need to send a 1099. But once you have your own business going, LLC or incorporated, you need to send 1099s to any contractors you're sending over $600 a year to.
Okay. With that being said, should we not pay them through the DA, pay them separately, like cut them a check from our business account and pay them for their services?
Completely up to you. That will keep easier tracking for you. But I can get you a list of deductions on there, and then the DA can also be your receipt proof that you spent this money here. So it still works.
Okay.
But even though if we do it through how normally we do it, like you guys check for them, still should be okay because we are tracking on the DA that we're paying.
Yeah.
Such amount to them. I
That
think.
I may have a lot of questions. I just left my account, so I might be. Trust me, I might.
Like, oh, no.
Oh my gosh. I got another question. So,
Yeah.
So in the DA, it shows we pay the TC and then we get our check, which is our gross. So I don't understand how we have to, when we do our taxes, the payment we did to the TC reflects on our gross. If it already got split up in the beginning and they got their own check.
Your gross comes before you pay your TC. Your TC comes out after. So we're not paying your TC, you are. If that makes sense. So yeah.
And when I do my taxes, my gross is in the
Exactly. So like you just probably all got 1099s over email. And in that 1099 income is including everything you made. Like that's including what you paid your TCs. So like you need to get that to your CPA to let them know you paid this because you didn't bring in that much profit. And you don't want to be taxed on it.
You have to hire your TCs for
Mhm.
That's why.
Like you're hiring.
Yeah.
Right.
You're paying a tax.
That's why I asked that question, because it's.
So like our $25 tech fee,
Yeah, just take what.
Yeah.
Tax write-off, yep,
Your tie guard, that's right off, like whatever you pay for MLS,
Right,
that's right
yeah.
off. Your super $50 a month, that's
Right.
right, all that's right off.
Right.
If you have an office at home, that office space is right off.
Right.
Portions of your cell phone bill, if you use it for business, right off. Your
Gas.
family plan, that's all right off.
Clothes,
Mhm.
food,
Certain entries.
Everything,
yeah,
Clothes.
yeah, because you buy clothes for business, so, so you can write off that. You can also write off the food, you know, you out showing homes. Yeah, you're out showing homes, you have to buy food, you, yeah.
This is a business transaction, yeah. Okay, I'm right now, half of my trip to Texas for the holidays because I looked at properties while I was home, so I was actually doing real estate business while I was traveling. So my hotel's getting
Great.
written off, my gas is getting written off, portions of it, because I looked at properties while I was home. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Oh, another question? About taxes, that's very important, goodness.
So, like the piece, like one of the PC, she sends us an invoice, which is good, right?
Yeah.
We just
No, yeah,
send-
absolutely.
So do we send her a 1099?
You should, yeah, I know you are, yeah, if you're incorporated, that you have a responsibility to send 1099s to your contractors.
But if you are an individual agent, you just need to save, right? You need to save what you're paying to them.
Yeah, as an
And then
individual
just-
agent, you wouldn't have to send 1099s since you're not running a business, but as soon as you incorporate it, now you're a business owner and you need to send 1099s. Awesome.
All right,
Right.
yeah,
All right, so what we created for you is a simple and easy system to record and track your P&L based on the practices recommended by the MREA. And goal setting with automated tracking by recording your transactions in there. And so I'll kind of go over what that looks like now.
and this is, you know, I'm been using this tool. And literally, I mean, I've been in the business 4 years, and this is the first time in January that I'm able to see, right, how much I'm making, and you know, how much I'm keeping, you know, what is my commission, how much I'm spending. So it's been an open eye for me, guys. It's been like super helpful. So I'm 100% sure this is gonna be very helpful for you guys as well. I'm still not done. I mean, the numbers you're gonna see right here, I thought about putting all the MLS fee, you know, the Supra, all of that, I didn't add it in here. But I thought about it, but I forgot. So I need to add that in there. But every single expense that you add into here is gonna track it. So if you are out, I mean, since you're gonna have that in your emails, you're gonna have that, you know, track everything daily. I think that will be the best practice, because if you are daily out showing homes or out, you know, or every week, depending, I mean, whatever is easier, and it will work better for you, whatever system, you know, on how many times during the week. But let's make this as a habit, because that's what I'm planning to do. Like, make it as a habit, daily going in there and just like implementing whatever expense I have.
Yeah, just to add on to that, I'd also add on a monthly basis, going through your bank statement. And that's a big one, by having a separate account, go through and make sure every expense that's on there, any income, you have it recorded in here. And that way, you know, your expense tracking is accurate. All right, so what we have here, first page is just going to be your tracking. This is the one where you're actually going to have to input information. When you
That'll be
come
the
in,
main, yeah.
you're just going to put the date that the transaction happened. And then I already have this list for you. You're going to pick whichever category you think is best. If you have any questions, I'm always here. You can email me, ask me where I think that falls. But these are the expense and income categories that Keller Williams recommends for tracking your business and growing your business. After that, you're just going to put the amount and then details. This is your opportunity to put notes. If you're putting like here, Jayme has residential sales income. I would put the address of that property or the buyer or something, so you know that's what that's tied to. So if you're ever having to go back and look through, you can really understand what this expense was, and it's not just a category.
No.
All right. Next sheet, this is for you to set your goals. All you have to fill out on this sheet are the yellow highlighted cells. And this is up to you. For Keller Williams recommends you hit. Oh,
Yeah, and these numbers right here, if you see, I put, I'm sorry, this should be 60, my bad.
Oh, no, you're all right.
So the top one should be 60. I mean, it's 100%, right? So the Keller Williams, obviously, they recommend 40 and then 30 and 30, right? But if you are a single agent, it has to be 15, 15, and 60 on top. Okay, so first you guys need to do that if you're a single agent. If you're a team, it will be 60 on the net income, 60%. And then on the bottom, 15% and 15% on the expensive.
That's a lot.
And
10% missing.
Yeah, there's 10% missing.
70.
what's that? 70, my bad, 70.
70%.
Yeah, yes, 70 on top. Yes, 14 will be 40 and then 30 and 30.
Right, yeah, so definitely look in, get your appropriate percentages put in there, and then you're gonna look at how much GCI are you wanting to make this year? And you're gonna put that in this cell right here, and then look back at your previous transactions and what you've closed and what's the average GCI you're getting per transaction.
So if you already have an idea, what your goal will be for this year, let's say I want to make 100K this year. So that number goes in there where it says total GCI, that's where the number will go. So your goal for this year is 100K, put that number in there.
Absolutely. And from there, that's gonna break down, this is how many units you need to sell this year if you wanna hit your goal.
You put 100 just so they can see. Not really touching your copy, sorry.
Oh, no. you're good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if we're doing 10,000, we need 10 units this year and you'll have 100,000 in GCI as long
Come
as
on,
you're
guys.
hitting around there.
Can we sell
10,000.
10 units?
10 units. It's a little less than one a month.
Yeah. A little less than one a month. So I am 100% sure that everybody can do that, 10 units, this year, if you want to hit 100K, on your gross income.
All right, now we're gonna break it down a little bit more on, are you looking more to do listings or buyings? Or are you doing 50-50? For Jayme, she's putting a big focus on listing and getting her listings down this year. So you're gonna need to sell, to get these 10 for her at 60-40, she needs to do 6 listings and 4 buyer contracts to hit her goal. Now, Keller Williams shows an average of 75% conversion rate from listing contracts you get and 75% for buyer contracts. So you need to do a little bit more than that. You need to get 8 listing contracts and 5 buyer contracts. And then we're gonna go, and they also show it's a 75% success rate for appointments. So that leaves you at, you need to hit 11 listing appointments and 7 buyer appointments for the year. That's sort of 1 appointment a month for listings, 1 appointment a month for buyings, and you should hit around that $100,000 goal. I think you all can do better
Is
than
that
that.
something that we
Not
can?
enough, guys.
I don't
It's
know.
not enough.
Mm.
It's
Another
not.
one, yeah. Would you have it at 350?
At 350.
Let's do it, let's do it.
So we could put it at 350. That's my personal goal.
35.
And we take it up 1 a week, 1 appointment a week.
I have a lot of work to do, guys. But I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna be able to do it. So definitely, these numbers, isn't an open eye for all of us, that we can see exactly how much, appointments we need to go to. So if you go from the bottom to the top, okay, so in order for me to make the money, I just only need 1, listing appointment per week. 3 a month. That's That's all what I need. So if I concentrate on that, so after this, you go and say, okay, what is the plan? What do I need to do in order for me to get that appointment a week? And if you do what this is telling you, you're gonna be able to hit the goal of 350K, for your income a year.
So this is the economic model in the MRA, Millionaire Real Estate.
Yes.
Yep.
Gary Keller still does this.
Yes. Sure.
So as we close deals, obviously we're gonna put the data here. Is the average commission gonna change by itself, or we have to figure out?
You have to figure it out.
Okay.
You gotta figure out where your properties are.
That's just an
Two-
average?
Yeah, real quick. Okay, so for your goal, figure it out for last year. What is it? On all of these, I have goal and actual. Actual is gonna calculate out what you're actually getting for that average commission. So you can see if you're ending up a little bit higher, maybe you can adjust your goal a little bit. And then once we go into next year, you'll have this sheet ready to go and you can see exactly where you averaged out. So you can set your goals a little bit
So
more
every
accurately.
sheet is attached to each other. Once we go to the next ones, you will see more. And you guys are gonna are gonna understand at the end, what will be the plan and the actual. So it will be all mirrored out.
Gotcha, yeah. And for this, how I'm getting the total listings sold and total buyer transactions sold is in your advanced tracking right here. If you record residential sales income or residential listing income or commercial sales, commercial listing, that's gonna count as a transaction sold. So definitely make sure you put your whole gross commission in one recording on here, because that's how I'm able to automate that for you. So you're not having to keep track yourself.
So if you see in here and this, on the advanced tracking, can you go back to advanced
Gotcha.
tracking? So in the advanced tracking, I divided each transaction. So because obviously, if you have multiple transactions, like right now, I do have these 3 transactions. So I already implemented all because I haven't closed those yet, but I already put it in there. Once they're closed, I'm gonna go back and update those numbers. The way it's gonna give me an exact, number.
So residential sales income is.
For a
what
buyer.
would be- So if it was a $10,000 commission before, and that goes there.
That goes there,
That's
exactly.
exactly. If it's like 2%, the commission, total commission is 2%, that's what you're gonna put in there.
And
The
then the
total,
royalties is like the 6%.
Correct, yep.
the 3%, yeah.
6% that goes to KWRI, and then you'll put your, and then commissions to office, your split, and then,
And then the
if you have any
transaction fee.
referrals paid on top of that, yeah. And then once you cap the transaction fee.
What's the transaction fee?
I choose that one for the transaction coordinator.
Oh, but then you have it top as transaction fee paid.
Right, because supposedly this tracking is for every transaction that you already, close.
Mhm.
So right now, since we already we're at the beginning of the
But then
year.
there are 2 transactions up there, so you have that first one broken down and the second one.
Yeah,
Okay?
I have three right here. There's 3
Oh,
transactions.
okay.
So I put all the numbers in there based on every open escrow that I have. These are open escrows. So once I close those escrows, I'm gonna go back and update those numbers. Update them if they close, right? But as of right now, I'm getting 2% of that, Marta Soto, I'm getting 10,000 commission. So I'm breaking down those numbers, put them in there because I'm getting 2% of that sale. Are you
So
following me?
basically, this is like blank, and then you're adding as you go,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Because I think what was confused, because it was confusing me too, that like, this is what we do and we fill it in there, but for her, it's like her Marta Soto sale and everything that came along with it. and
Right.
Her other sale and everything that came along with it, so she's adding that. But
Exactly.
for us, it was like,
Yeah.
start with that, like, what
So
do
we
we
gotta
have?
delete all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're gonna have to
Yes.
do your own.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's like her, she's just giving us an example of what hers looks like.
Exactly, correct.
So
Correct.
it'll be blank.
This is just a sample how I did it, but you can go back. You're gonna go back and delete it all, put your numbers in, and
I
also.
wanna keep the 70,000 commission.
I know, right? I'm fighting for that. Believe me.
So, okay, sorry. So is that all gonna be in there when we receive it, or no? It's gonna be.
Yeah, when you download it.
It's-
When you download it, it will. Yeah, we put this in there for the example for today's class or whatever, but you just highlight everything, backspace, it'll all be gone. Only do that on this sheet though.
And remember, make a copy because that's gonna be your own.
So it has a
Mhm.
little.
Yeah, where it says file, right on top, file, and then it says make a copy, and then you just put your name on it.
I'll show on
And
the
it will
screen
be-
right here. File, make a copy. I would put your name,
At the
Pnl goal
beginning,
tracking,
right. Mhm.
and that'll give you your own copy. So that way,
And
nobody
that way-
else has access to that, only you. Nobody's messing with it. Yes, Derek.
So for the rookies, like me, when you go to, okay, everything from advanced tracking, once you fill in the transaction types, because I don't exactly think I understand or know what this operating expenses line is. Does that automatically fill in from your tracking in those categories? Does that fill
Yes.
in for you?
Getting ahead, but yes,
And
yes.
then, another, I think it's, if we wait a little bit, and the way we can finish and go all the way to the end, in the way, I think it's gonna be better for you guys to see the whole picture, and that it will make more sense.
No.
Okay.
So if we go to the next slide, I mean, the
Okay.
next, this one right here,
This is gonna automatically track for you by month.
by month.
So that way you can see, you have your
So-
monthly goals, what you're supposed to be hitting. This is gonna tell you if you're there.
Yeah, so you will know exactly how you're doing every month. Every month. And I mean, this is gold for you guys. I mean, I
Yeah.
think
Nothing you need to input or touch on this sheet. It's automatically gonna tell you what your monthly goals are based off of what you said your annual goal was.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
it'll automatically say where you actually are by you recording those transactions.
Maybe we can start charging for this.
Yeah.
Good, so it's got a bunch of zeros on there.
I know, right?
All right, and then
I see nothing but millionaires in here, that's what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
last but not least, your Pnl statement. All of this is automatically recorded. You don't need to put the numbers in here. It's gonna be based off of the category you selected when you recorded the expense or the revenue.
So it
Go
will,
down.
in here, it will have the summary and all the breakdowns for all what you implemented or input in the first, in the first page. So all the expenses that you put in there, your income, your expenses are gonna be break it down in here. And it's gonna give you your net income.
I wish I had this a year or two.
Right?
So we're only inputting in the advanced tracking sheet
Correct,
and the goal sheet.
Correct.
And then from there, it will populate in the goals by month and the P&L.
Yes, restate that, yes.
This is gold.
Yeah, right?
This is.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, I want to restate that. Yes, you are only recording in the advanced tracking sheet. The goal sheet, when you first open it up, you're going to put your goals in and then you don't need to touch that one. It is just advanced tracking every day,
Every day.
record your expenses, record your revenue. Everything else is automatic.
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So the goals are gonna be just, you're gonna set those up right now. Let's say we're gonna set those up right now. So I would like to do that with you, if you guys are okay with it. We're gonna do that right now, the goals. And then the advanced tracking, obviously, you're gonna go back home and then you're gonna implement everything in there. Whatever you have done so far since January 1st, because this is gonna be, well, basically yearly, we're starting this month. And that's the only one that you're gonna be using every day.
So,
All right.
one more quick question from the rookie. Can I use this and go back to 2021 to do my taxes? Can I just try to finagle this out, or is this?
No,
Just get your bank statement,
It's cool.
information, your budget.
You think, can they go back?
I'm thinking the
It should
only
be.
thing, yeah, it's just data. You just might have to put 2022 as the date or you'll throw it. So just talk to me, Derek, and I'll make you one for 2021. That'll be easy. All right, so one last feature on this sheet. You're gonna need to update the month as you go. So right
you
now,
can
we're
break
just
it
showing
down.
January and year-to-date in January. Those are gonna be the same. Once we go into February, now February is gonna be its own blank slate, but we'll continue to see the year-to-date as we go through the year.
So you're able to see every month.
Oh my God. So excited.
Yeah, it is so cool. Yeah, because I mean, he made it so perfect, that we cannot lose track whatsoever, right?
No excuses.
No excuses, I mean, if Sophia would have come back to me, like last year, but October, like, Jayme, where you are, how many homes? Like, I don't know. And that was something in the back of my mind. I was like, oh my God, I need to keep track of my, my numbers. I mean, this is my business. I need to know exactly how, where I'm at. Whoever comes and asks, boom, I just come here and check.
If I could add something, I think the coolest part for me is the economic, the goals one, because if you're making a whole buttload of calls and you're like, what the heck's happening? Like, why am I not getting this? Like, clearly you need to work on, your craft. You need to learn more scripts. You need to like call more appointments, whatever it is.
Right.
And it gives you a reality check on like, I'm dialing every day for 3 hours. Why am I not hitting my goals? So this is huge. We have a coach, guys. We work with Maps Coaching, and he's been asking us for these numbers forever, but we just are lazy and we don't want to sit down and do them. And it's scary to know the reality.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bailey, because he's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I know my numbers.
There you go.
Right.
So where it comes to us, we're gonna like we're not gonna be scared, right? We shouldn't, because this is just exactly what we need. As a business owners, as entrepreneurs, we need to know our numbers. And yeah, we fell on doing that because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
One, two, it's hard to track everything. But once we have a system, I mean, there's no excuses, right? We will know exactly what we need to do, where we are, and what we need to do.
Bailey, on that operating expenses and the cost of sale, because I have to like tweak mine a little bit just because of my different roles. But can you break down because I was putting 70 for net income, like in that line, and 15.
Mhm.
Can you break down the cost of sale? Can you explain all of that? Like, I know the operating expenses, but the cost of sale, is that all your, okay.
Right here.
So it is breaking down in there.
Okay.
What is the cost of sale? So it will give you an idea, which one you will have to
So
use
the
for that.
15 and 15 is just kind of what the MREA, that's like the formula basically
Right.
for a single agent.
Yes.
Okay.
All of this is based and done based on the Keller Williams program, what we have to follow, our systems, this is based on that.
He took the MRA to fit fill in the blanks.
Exactly.
You
Pretty
read it
much.
for you guys.
Yeah. He just did it all in one, spreadsheet right here. So I think this is just, amazing for us as a business owner, that we have to own it, put it in practice, and boom, we're gonna grow. Right? So let's go back to goals. Do you guys have more questions in here? No? Are we ready to set our goal for 2022? All right, so let's go. Do you guys already make a copy? Okay, so let's go to your copy and go to your goal. So if you are an individual agent, put in there 70%, 15%, and 15%. And then the total GCI, what is your goal for this year? So you put it in there. What is the average commission that you guys get? And then what are you gonna concentrate this year on? Like, it's gonna be more listings, more buyers, 50-50, whatever your goal is for this year, that's how you're gonna set it up right there.
And then your conversion goes in.
And then, you can change the conversion, it's obviously it's up to you, but the recommendation is 75%. That's why I just leave it like that. Because it will give you a more reality, more real numbers. And then that's how you're gonna know how many appointments you need to do this week. All right. Alrighty, so I think that's it. And then obviously the advanced tracking, you just need to go back and put in there whatever you know, or you have, whatever you had done this month. That's what I did, you know, the way I can track my month of January. Oh my gosh, you got it.
88.
Yay,
What's the year? Mine is-
Yeah, there you go. Okay, guys, so I think that's it. If you guys don't have any other questions.
Good job. Are you gonna do like a follow-up, to this, like in every couple months or?
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think we
That's
should,
good.
especially because, you know, knowing that, not everybody's here today
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
We could do this class.
I have a recommendation for your onboarding course, welcome to KW.
Yeah.
I think you should, give this.
Add that.
course as well.
Orientation?
Yeah, the organization.
Okay.
awesome. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can start doing
That
that.
would be cool.
I agree, 'cause I'll be honest with you, everybody asks us to do the 135, like, all the time, and to calculate, how many appointments, how many blah, blah, blah. And to this day, we haven't done it, and it's only because it's so tedious,
Mhm.
like, it just, and you guys know how good all the time, and it's time, right? But it's super important, so this right here is literally
It was, yeah, it's just a life changer, you know, this is gonna change your business, you know, tremendously. So, because like Sophia said, and everybody says, is we have to know our numbers.
Yeah, we'll go.
Lena?
And then when we do like, enter like for January, that automatically saves, we don't need to save it.
No. Yeah, no, because this is Google
Yeah.
Sheets, it'll automatically save.
If we flip into February, it just automatically saves for January.
Yeah, my only recommendation real quick would be just once you get through a month, highlight everything and hide it.
Mm.
Right
Hide
click and hide rows. That way, everything's still being recorded. It's all still there, but you're not scrolling.
I know.
So once the
Yeah.
month's done. then we're
Yeah.
done.
Yep. December might get rough.
There you go.
Right click in the same spot. Hold on, you have to highlight between.
Can we do that?
All right, everything's gonna get messed up since everybody's looking at me.
Don't get it, nobody's looking at baby, right? Nobody's looking at baby.
Everybody close your eyes, but then you won't be able to see. You have to get perfectly into this little thing. Well, I'm making this look real hard right now.
The top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Jayme, there's a way you can unhide it.
There is a way.
There is a
You have to
way.
figure out that. Just kidding.
It didn't go away, don't worry.
That's not working.
I just saw your tracking.
I know, it's all done.
Hey, since it is hidden, can you go
Show.
show the number just to record it?
Was
Since
that?
it is hidden, when you go show me, just like show them that the numbers are still saved on the other sheet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here, we'll go
See ya.
January.
Just still
We're
gonna.
all still here.
But then you can go to that.
So the numbers are hitting, but the Pnl statement still
This
gonna
saved me
be
so much time, I would manually do this
so
all the
much
time.
time.
There we go.
When I do one-on-one, I manually do this.
Yeah.
The calculator manually.
And these are not numbers that you're just making up, right? Because if you track your numbers daily, are gonna be real numbers.
Yeah.
You know, because you're tracking everything daily, you know, that's why I'm telling you, like, if you go, remember Patricia, you know, she was like, this is, you know, I go and check daily, so this should be,
She
you
even
know,
adds what she gives the clients, like, hey, I gave this one credit to this one.
exactly. Yeah, so since I just started like using it this week, I mean, obviously it's gonna be better if you put comments in there, like for every single detail. Every penny that goes out of your pocket, put it in there.
Yeah, auto insurance, man, gas, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you have to
yeah.
put it everything. Yeah, I had gas, and then my contribution to KW Cares, I put it in there too.
Absolutely.
Referral fee, advertising, if you pay, something for advertising in there. Yeah, exactly. Put it in there, so there is a category for everything in there. So in the comments and the details, you just put, exactly, you get to just describe,
What
Can I
it
have
is.
the drop down?
Shout it out. If we want to like filter based off of the actual category, you can sort by the legit category. If you just want to see how much commission did I pay to the office for this year, it'll pull up all the way just the commission to the office.
So transaction type, go to transaction type and then let's just do that. Can we do that?
Oh, it broke between Excel. That's okay. Here.
Could you click on the drop down,
I mean, since
drop-downs
this
are
is a new
broken.
tool, guys,
like in the rows, like.
On the
commission
rows, you can
office?
see the
Yeah.
category.
Oh, yeah. So it's formulated just like the Pnl statement. So I would take some time and just go through the Pnl statement so you can see all the categories and where they fall.
There's a question from Zoom, says, what if we go under contract but don't get paid for another 4 to 6 months? Would you guys input it once you get paid, or as soon as you go under contract?
I'll
like,
defer to you.
yeah, I thought about that, but I opened these escrows, like one of those escrow rolled over from December. But I put it in there in January because it didn't close. I want to know how much money I'm making every month, right? So my suggestion for you guys is put those numbers in the month that you close. But you still have those expenses that you did in the month of January, so that has to stay there, correct?
Someone charge your expenses for the transaction.
Because you still have to track your expenses that you do every day. By your closings, you're gonna put them in the month of when you close. I think it makes more sense for me. Because you have to track by how much you're making or income every month. So you just have to put those numbers in the month of when you close.
No, yeah.
Question as well, it says, can I add additional GL codes, or is this document protected to where formulas can't or won't calculate?
The formulas won't calculate. So you need to stay within these categories. There are other within the different broader categories, so you can use those. And that's also where your details, you can get a little bit more detailed there.
Yeah, there is a lot of options in there. So whatever you guys choose, in order for you to keep track, knowing what you're tracking, just make sure that you go to detail and then you write down your own notes in there. Oh, this is for the gift that I gave, Yeah, this is the gift that I gave, to Martha. So, once I close, I'm gonna give her a gift. So I wanna add that in there, as a expense, right? But I'm gonna make my notes. I know exactly what the expense was.
Highly recommend using that details on everything you record. Because that'll be your easy, this is what it was. Otherwise you are going back through your receipts or your bank account, who exactly did this go to, why?
And then
You must have
also,
your receipts if you have multiple.
Sorry,
Right.
on the Pnl statement though, if you go there under expenses, each category has its own code.
Right.
So I think what they're asking is, and what your answer is the other under that code. So if it's an other under salary and benefits is 61,000.
Correct.
Lead-gen is 62.
Yep.
Occupancy, so there's other categories within those categories. So I
Yes,
think it's broad enough that
Exactly.
you don't have to add
Mhm.
in another category because it should fall under.
Right.
Yeah.
The subcategory has a
Yeah.
subcategory.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's where the details come in, like
Exactly.
who your client is or what address or whatever.
So it's perfect.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
an Excel geek and I'm like geeking out right now.
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of work. Oh, this is like,
hard.
off
Yeah.
the charts, like,
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You did awesome. You did awesome.
yes.
I
Yeah.
wanna hug the screen.
Seriously. Yeah, I'm like.
Like, you're just like took away everything of excuse that agents have, so I go and ask them on one-on-one.
Yeah.
No excuse.
There's no excuse.
And then one thing I asked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
And this is literally plug and play. It
Right.
literally just put in, put the data, and it will put it where it needs to go.
And I think he made it so simple. I mean, to me, I mean, that's something that I really love too, because it's so simple. I mean, you didn't need to go choose or think about, I mean, you just need to, choose the right, obviously you have to read it all, look through those, options that you guys have in there, to make sure that you put it on the right one. But that's it, that is gonna be it. And then obviously the detail, like make sure that you write down your own notes in there. But that's pretty much it, it is so simple. And then especially, if we have multiple clients, out in the field all the time, obviously it's hard to track all those numbers. But at the end of the day, boom, 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 just add whatever you did in the day. And I mean, it's gonna give you, like I said, those real numbers. So, it's a great,
I've been searching for everything on the internet, so this is,
yeah.
Before I started listening,
Yeah.
Stay with us in interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because I am good on saving, like, if you guys are like me, very unorganized, I used to, like, okay, I bought this for my client, I'm just gonna save I'm gonna save the bill, but then I forgot what I put it, or, the ink is already all messed up, from the bill. So, oh my gosh, so, yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain to track everything, and this is just will make our lives like 10,000 better, right? So, thank you, Bailey. Thank you so much. You guys have more questions?
This is awesome. Who wants to share how many appointments they have to go on this week? Based on that calculation.
Based on that calculation, you guys did it?
Who did
Just
it?
put the numbers?
How many have to go on?
One a week.
One a week? One listing?
One listing for a week, one buyer.
So it's two
appointments a week.
Yeah. What about you, Miguel?
You're on it, yeah.
What about you guys on the Zoom?
I
You guys
know.
share your numbers.
Who already did their appointments for the week? Based on that?
I'm on track, thank God.
Yeah? Who's on
Awesome.
track based on the calculation?
I'm on track. So far.
Yeah. I want to restate that.
I just do one, so I did it yesterday.
Yay, awesome.
You're on track?
Yeah, I want to say your ALC members who are killing it are going on 2 appointments a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I have
So-
all my PC numbers.
You do?
Woohoo.
I got a lot of appointments to go to.
Yeah.
Last thing, any feedback, any issues you run into, feel free to email me at KLRW1108 email. And we'll go.
I think it's perfect. One thing and this is probably like totally separate from this, but one thing that would be struggle with is like tracking, for example, okay, so here I know I need to go on 90 appointments a year. So for me, it's like, okay, how many calls does that take to get one appointment? Like that crazy breakdown is the one that we just avoiding to do, but I know we need to because
So,
yeah, especially for people who like have call reluctance, because if you know that number that you need to make 90,000 and you're sitting there staring at your screen because you're scared, then you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And I think it's like, that number would be cool to know, to have something similar.
For your
like that.
call tracking.
But that just might be me being, I'm not a good master.
I'm absolutely open to it. I thought about that. So like call and appointment tracking. We could, so that's where like if we re-meet in another couple months, few months or
I mean,
whatever, I
this
can
is-
look at getting that out of
Yeah,
there.
this
So
is
you
part of
also
the,
can come
like,
back.
yeah,
No.
and this is, and our goal, I mean, actually, one of my goals, part of the, the community that we have, for the numbers and everything for our business is obviously like every need that comes up, we can work on that.
Yeah.
And then just make another tool for that, so this is just the beginning, which is great, right? But yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'll pay for this.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Where's our turn
Right.
now?
Yeah. Hey, we can make money here.
All right, I'm revoking access now, $100 if you want it back. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, no.
To do this for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.